Aloha. Let's see what's going on here with my screen here. Give me one moment. One moment. I've never seen this before. Here we go. Layout. Okay. Interesting. Let's see here. Comments. The style. Let's try layout again. That's interesting. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. I'm just going to work on this. Huh. I wonder what it's doing here. Let's take down the comment, see if I can get it back to the way it was originally. Scenes. Yeah, 5Q. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I'll put in a little different background. Cool, cool. All right. So, aloha, aloha, aloha. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to 5 Questions with the Source. We're waiting for Sam to hop in here momentarily, but in the meantime, hello to Chris Horde PSW, the first one in here, and congratulations on 551 subscribers. Great job. Elijah as well. Thanks for being here early. And he's on his way to 500 subs, everybody. Hello to Annette, keeping it real. Thanks for being here. Crystal's World. Hey, everyone. And Crystal says, hope all is well with everybody. And keeping it real says, peaceful vibes in Hawaii. Yes, indeed. Deb Rael is here as well. Aloha, everyone. Yes, yes. So, okay. So, 5 Questions with the Source. I did just share the intro video there that shared some of the guests that we've had for the past couple months. And the one that hasn't been added to the video yet is Bells and Stars. That was last Saturday. That was a wonderful, wonderful appearance as well. This one today is our brother Sam. His channel Stone Young, or at Stone Young 808. At Stone Young 808. And so a little bit of a background. Here he is right here. I'll put him on here. Here we go. Stone Young. Here he goes. Add to
The closed
stage.
or open?
All right.
There's no comment
Hey.
in there.
Okay.
It could be either or.
Hey, Sam.
Hey,
Sam, you're here. Hey, hey, hey.
what's happening, guys?
What's
Dude,
going
I
on? How you
freaking just
doing?
got done hunting. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What time were
Thanks
you?
for
What
being
time?
patient. Oh, dude, we were up at like 4 a.m. Just
4
we're at the
a.m.
ranch right now. You can hear.
Okay. Cool. Cool. With the crew. Yeehaw. Aloha, everybody.
Yeah.
I saw your live stream earlier. You have a cam or something. How did you
I
do that?
did. Oh no, I just stuck the phone in my bino case and I was just kind of walking with
Okay.
it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very good.
super high tech, bro.
Yeah, seriously. But it's crazy. You got that Starlink, right? So you can kind of have internet anywhere.
Yep, we can do that. Yeah, that was a connection that was made during the Lahaina fires, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
So, indeed.
That's
Mr.
awesome.
Source, how you doing
Yeah.
there, fella?
Sure.
Thanks for
Yes,
having me
sir.
on.
Absolutely. Yeah, the service, his internet signal seems good. I'm going to change the way it looks right quick here. But yeah, settle in. I did a little intro video of all the guests that we've had already, and talked a little bit briefly to get it opened up here. I was just about to intro you a little bit. I'm learning the StreamYard here. Oh, that's a decent. How about that one? Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, that was sweet. Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good. I think that's solid. Okay. All
That's
right.
super solid.
So Sam Young, Stone Young here. Sam is I got a little intro here. So this subject of this one here, and by the way, Sam and we've known each other for a little while here on Maui.
Couple years,
We've been apart a couple of years. Well, I think it's been since 2020, so we're up in the 5-year range now.
We're going 5, yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. getting serious. Might have to do some sort of anniversary celebration soon, maybe.
We should. We
Okay.
should. We should definitely do something.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we part of the MKP. You know, different structures. You brought in a few different men's group structures actually in our time there. So yeah, so we
I
sat
did.
together many, many times. We sat together in men's group with awesome brothers here on Maui, and from the 2020 all the way through, the group is going strong. It's many different incarnations, different people come and go, different locations where we sit, different trying out different protocols and structures, and quite an experience. But I've known Sam here for about 5 years now. But the title of this one is A Life of Purpose, Adventure, and Innovation. A Life of Purpose, Adventure, and Innovation. Sam is a waterman. You can tell, you'll be able to tell us more about that. Obviously, you know, waterman. I know about boating. I know about spear fishing. Some of the things, a waterman, an innovator, a leader, and someone deeply involved in the rebuilding and preserving of Maui. From his work in marine technology to his passion for self growth, fatherhood, and cultural restoration, Sam embodies a life of purpose and action. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Dude, you nailed it. That's crazy. I got to do an
Yeah.
intro to you like that.
All right. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. So 5 questions from the source, or 5 questions with the source is actually the name of it. This is something that started up a couple months ago, and I've had guests every Saturday. And you're the first one that I actually know. Like, so we're gonna get more in depth. We've got a lot to connect on, and we've got a talk story, uh, ahead of us. So,
We do.
so basically, uh, start us off here. First of all, aloha to
Meeting.
everyone. Aloha. Um, I've got everybody in the community say aloha now, and some even say
Dude,
hana,
it's great. Everybody should
mahalo.
say aloha.
I know, all around the world, people tuning in. So,
Or aroha.
aloha, aloha. Let's see
Aroha.
what's in the chat here. We got more people. So, by the way, yeah, some of the people that have already been here: Chris Hort, PSW, Elijah, Keeping It Real is here, Crystal World, Deborah L, Lashana S, uh, and then we've got, yeah, and then Keeping It Real says Stone Young. Yeah, I saw your short earlier, so she saw the short earlier. That was
Oh,
cool.
sweet. Right on.
Yeah. Deborah L says like the live, and Keeping It Real says Sword and Stone. Amazing.
The
Cool.
source, the stone of sourceness.
Source of Stone. Like Excalibur. Here, this is Excalibur. Here we
Who's
go.
pulling it out?
Ah, don't do that.
Hey, I'm a dad. I can do dad jokes
No,
all
it's
day.
not even. Yeah, exactly. You have 4 children, so yeah, definitely not you. Definitely not you. All right. So aloha, everyone. Today we're sitting down with an extraordinary guest, Sam Young. I know I said this already. The intro. So let's dive in. Let's go ahead and dive in. So
All right, let's dive in. Let's do it.
So stoked to be here and share a bit of. Okay, go ahead. So sorry, I'm off of today. We did the
Just
intro
don't even
already.
use the phone. Get it down.
Oh, you're right. You're right. But I want to have a little bit of the guideline too. So
Okay. All right.
all right. So
All right. Well,
okay, here we go. So you grew up on Maui.
I
How is
did.
that? How has that shaped who you are today? I've only been here, like, this is my 8th year, so I'm totally new to all this. What
8 years is a good
tell
amount of time in any place, though. I mean, I think like 7 years, really, you kind of start grabbing onto the culture, and it's really up to you to really drop in. But for me, growing up here, it was, I mean, look at my skin color. It's not dark. So growing up was, you had to adapt really quickly. So I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but like Hawaii in itself, like they don't like, there's what's called howlies here. And so that's what I was growing up. And there's a lot of, and it was warranted. I get it. The whole, yeah, there's so many issues with that. That's actually a heavy topic. Anyway, so like growing up here, it really built a humility and humbleness to my character, because I could feel, that tension of hurt and trauma from all of my community and my friends that I had, and had to, use my quickness and my wittiness to win them over, to get past the looks of everything. And so, growing up on Maui, it's a privileged life for sure. I grew up in like a middle class family, and we were always on the beach. We were always doing stuff. My dad was always working. My mom was always working, and we were in the water all the time. And ever since I was 2 years old, we were playing in the tide pools at Baby Beach, or going out and boogie boarding or doing whatever. And the funny thing is about wherever you grow up, especially here, I didn't realize how special Maui was until I left and like went away. And I'm not talking like just for like a vacation or like checking, friends and family out in on the mainland and stuff, which is what we call America, the mainland. But like until I went to college in Montana and in Missoula, yeah, I didn't know at all how special Maui was. I was like, yeah, this is just like anywhere else, whatever, growing up. And quickly realized, once I got to Montana, everybody was white up there pretty much, other than the Native Americans. And it was like, oh my gosh, everyone looks like me. This is weird. And then all the people there were like, you talk different. What is up with you? Like, do you have a speech impediment? What's going on? And yeah. And so I had to literally like learn how to not speak Pidgin, which is a Creole language here, which is basically, if people aren't familiar with like the history of Hawaii, but it's a plantation era that brought in all these immigrants. So we're talking like Korean, Thai, Laos, Cambodian, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Portuguese, Spanish, and all these individuals came to Hawaii to work in the pineapple and sugarcane fields. And that's where my mom and her family came from. So like my mom's dad worked for Dole Pineapple, and he was one of the first people to build a house on Lanai, actually. And then my first job was actually picking pineapple. And so, that's what kind of ingrained in me, my work ethic of getting out the door before it's light and coming home in the dark. It's, and Puerto Rico too, actually. A lot of Puerto Ricans in Hawaii. One of my really good friends is actually Puerto Rican. Great food, by the way. And then, yeah, so so Hawaii was a really special place. And the one thing that kind of makes Hawaii are the huge volcanic mountain ranges that we have, and all the diverse ecosystems in conjunction with the melting pot of cultures. Because in the same day, you can go have a snowball fight up on Haleakala, take the snow down in a bed of a truck, and then have a snowball fight at the beach. You can't do that anywhere else in the world that I know about. And at the same time, go and catch a barrel at Ho'okipa, and surf it up. And so, growing up, it was a lot of water stuff. It was a lot of diving, a lot of spearfishing, a lot of scuba diving. And what was interesting about me is my family was not water. They weren't water people. They were sports people. So I grew up playing tennis, of all things, and golf. And so it was a whole different, like getting up at 5:30, going swimming, then playing tennis, then golfing, and then going doing soccer and all the different sports. And that's kind of how I grew up on Maui. It was more like almost like a mainland experience in a sense than what the traditional Hawaii experience you can kind of think of. But it was a mixed plate.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you feel the values are from growing up in Maui? What do you feel like the values are that you've obtained in growing up in such a place?
What you got?
Drop my phone, so we're gonna go look back there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll be here.
Yeah, Roger.
That's not good. Don't drop your phone in the middle of a ranch that's miles and miles big.
They can probably call it as they go around. They keep calling it. Maybe they can
right? Well, if it's an iPhone, they can find it super easy.
They can find it.
Find me.
Right. You're right.
Anyway, so
hunting. That's hunting.
So the values of growing up on Maui, I would say it's humility, it's humbleness, and then another part that I didn't bring up is like I grew up in the paddling community. So like since I was 9 years old, there was what's called regattas. And so the regattas, it was a way for me as a white person to get entrenched in the Hawaiian culture, which I normally wasn't going to be a part of. And so I had this calling, like my mom and dad were like, you should go paddle. I was like, hey, I think I need to go paddling. I need to go to this club. It's A.K.A, which is like right at Kanaha, which is the 40 ponds. It's where everyone goes windsurfing and kite surfing. And it's one of the roughest spots to do outrigger canoe training and paddling because it's constantly windy. And so I learned the Hawaiian culture, which instilled in me like a humbleness of humility, and having an understanding of, everyone comes from all different walks of life. And when you get in a canoe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter where you came from, what your background is, what class you are. You're all in the same canoe trying to paddle together with one flow. And that's kind of what's been instilled in me, is that, we're all human beings and we're all here to live this experience. And when one can come to the point of just having compassion for themselves and for everybody else, then you really get to experience the joy of what this reality is. And so that's where mine started, was paddling.
Yeah. Cool. And Ohana and community, what is community? What is Ohana to you? What is a little bit of meaning? Because I've taught them Ohana. I've taught the community, my YouTube community, Ohana a little bit. So
yeah. Okay. So the next step of that with the paddling and having this local community that I'm part of, which is mainly Portuguese, actually Portuguese Hawaiian. And that's why I'm sitting on a ranch right now. Like this is all Portuguese ranching Hawaiian. Like this is as local as it pretty much gets. But so like growing up, the Ohana, a meaning of Ohana is like when you go over to your friend's house, that's your auntie and that's your uncle. And that's it. Right. That is what you called every elder, every single elder in Hawaii, auntie, uncle. And they had the right to not just discipline you, but give you advice. And that's where everyone has like the classic, like, oh, bro, auntie's going to come after you with your rubber slip because you better behave, boy. And so like there's this authenticity of trust that's instilled with that title and with the people here. So it was kind of an open door policy too, growing up. Like you literally could just, and a lot of places probably in America, in the neighborhoods and stuff, but you could like literally all summer long run around the neighborhood barefoot, go into whoever's house with your friends, building forts or whatever, go to the beach. And there was no this like, where are you or what are you doing? It's like, all right, just be home at dinner and just let us know which house you're going to dinner at, and then we'll figure it out. Right. And it was this sense of freedom that I don't think exists anymore due to technology, I think, and due to, all the different threats that have, happened over our lifetime, even though it's been so short. So yeah, I guess that's the long-winded answer.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, let's talk about our involvement with the men's group a little bit here. So you've been involved in men's groups like MKP, Mankind Project. How has that influenced your journey?
Oh man, so just dropping right into it. We're just going deep right now. Yep. Okay, so my daughter passed away at 3.5. So she had partial migrating seizures of infancy, and that kind of put me down like a morning road. And so I was just going down this morning road, and man, like it's I don't wish it upon anybody to lose their offspring. It's terrible. And it took a lot of work of self work, especially with men's work, and with traditional ceremonial practices too, like going to Lakota Inipi sweat lodges and doing ayahuasca ceremonies and stuff like that. And what that did for me is it was able to create a safe place, especially the MKP stuff in the men's groups, a safe place for me to drop into who I am and the traumas that I've been through. And I'm open about them. Like I have issues with infidelity with my marriage and stuff like that I've worked through. But, that's another part of the men's group that built this sense of safeness for me to be able to come to my brothers and actually talk about that stuff and then move through it with support, which a lot of people don't have in this world. And they kind of just hold it in, which isn't healthy. and it's helped me out a lot.
Absolutely.
And I've used it. I mean, dude, we've been doing it for 5 years solid. Like that's like no joke.
Yeah, either every week or every other week. It's been super solid. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's been really impactful for me as well. In my journey, I'm in my 40s now, and I never experienced anything like that. So it was just a blessing to be able to be invited in, and then to sit with such awesome guys, and the processes and the healings and the growth. It's real. It's definitely real. How long have you been done men's groups in your life?
Dude, I think you were at the first one.
That was the first one.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the first one. I got in the middle. I broke down crying, and it was just like I'm at my lowest low right now.
Dude,
and what was crazy about it is like everybody was there was like, okay, like we're here. What do you need from us to help you? We will help you out, and we also have tools for you. And that was what was so cool about that circle, the Soaring Eagles, and Henry was able to like kind of bring me under his wing with you too, and facilitate me through a lot of these very intense processes that they make you, a lot of them make you look back into your childhood and heal those issues, those traumas that you thought were traumas in your childhood, and then coming to understanding with them. And so yeah, men's and women, it's the same thing. It's all work. It's doing internal work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got some people in the chat that entered. So I want to do some shout outs here. So Janet Feliciano, that was the one from Puerto Rico that you were connecting with there. Rudy Fern with Autism Homestead is here. And Keeping It Real still here. Deborah L still here. Fishy Things. So Fishy Things is a brother that is well connected to the fishing channels here on YouTube. So
Let's go fishing.
I wanted to connect with you. So you two connect, because Sam is he's got these spear fishing guns, and he's catching here in Maui different fish here, of course. So you guys got to connect for sure.
Let's do it, man.
Fatima Shahida Abdullah is here. Says hello, everyone. And let's see here. Yeah, so Fishy Thing says let's do it. So yeah, you guys are gonna definitely connect big on that. I'm trying to get Fishy Thing. I want to get Fishy Things here. He's in Wisconsin.
Dude, bring him into the live right now. No.
No. You're right. It'll be fun. But let's keep this one. Let's keep this one the way we got it going here today. But he's an energy. He's fun though. Actually, we do a little after show. If we get through all the questions, we can have a couple people come on the screen if there's still time permitting. We'll see what happens with that. So. So with the men's groups, with the men's work, can you give us an example of growth from your time with men's work specifically?
Yeah. So my kind of crux that I do is I disconnect. So when I'm too stressed out, or when I'm full of anxiety or grabbing onto depression, especially like with my daughter and stuff, I would go on episodes of disconnection with my family, and I would just like, see ya, like I'd be home, but I'd be checked out. And I knew it. And I also didn't want to recognize it. And my wife, my love, she was like, hey, I love you, and you are spiraling. So you need to get your stuff figured out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this to heart, and I'm going to do that. And I did. And that's why when I went and did men's work, it was able to give me those basic tools of recognizing when I was getting triggered to disconnect, and then, spiral down into all these negative circumstances. But like, that's what the men's group did for me, is it was able to give me that sense of presence with my family that's so rewarding to have, especially with my kids, my 2-3-month-old twins now, and with Denali, who's almost 5.5. And I'm just there for them, and I'm such a better dad. I know I'm a better dad because I'm able to love myself, and then by doing that, I'm able to love them even more. So yeah, I definitely recommend, if anyone's struggling with depression or anxiety or just issues in their life, or not, just they want to better themselves, finding a good group, a solid group of friends, at least, if not a men's circle,
Right.
is tip top of the list for sure. And making it a routine, it's all about keeping it and keeping it fresh. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So Morgan is here now. Hey, Morgan, aloha, welcome. Morgan does if that's the same Morgan, he does like paranormal files, like he does like
What?
things with the paranormal. So yeah, he's well connected on here. We've got
Wait,
some good people in here. Go
he
ahead.
should do. I'm so interested to hear if he does anything with like psychedelics.
Interesting.
You
Good,
know,
good. And look who
there's a
just
lot
said
of those.
psilocybin. Fishy said psilocybin in the chat just when you said that. That's funny.
Anyway.
So yeah, I was just about to ask you, do you recommend men's work and why? You just coldly just answered that, so I'm not even going to go there. So let's move to a different area of the interview here. So so this one about parenthood.
How am I doing? Am I doing pretty good? Am I doing this?
Oh, for a rookie, just kidding. So the next part here is about parenthood and loss, because you mentioned that you've lost your daughter there. So fatherhood is a big part of your life, but you've also experienced deep loss. So how has it shaped you?
Oh man, I got drugged through the coals with that one. So like our daughter, the birth was healthy. So like love my life, married her at 24, and then we got together at 24, had basically got pregnant at 27 when we got married. And it was gnarly. Like the birth was cool. It was a home birth. It was beautiful. And we thought we had a normal, healthy baby. And then Naya had started having seizures at 2 months old. And the seizures just escalated, and they would last like 2 minutes at a time. And then the pharmaceuticals weren't working. And it was the most traumatic thing I've ever been through. And it that shaped me in a way where Naya gave everyone that she was around presently she unlocked people, because when you look at a child that's a year, 2 years old, that can't walk, can't talk, can't see, can't experience the world how we experience it, you no longer take for granted just having a body, being able to see, being able to have this communication right now, right? Like that, nothing after you experience that I experienced that I'm fully present for. And what she really unlocked in me with the screaming episodes for weeks on end is, we really don't need a lot of sleep. And it's okay. Yeah, no, this is like 7 years ago, and I've done so much work on this. And that's just another thing too, right? It's like, I'm talking about this for the first time, people are hearing this for the first time. So when people hear loss, what happens with the communication is like, I've gone through all my processes, which makes it able for me to like talk about it all. And then for other people, it's really scary, and it hurts, and then people cry, and it's good to get that all out. If you guys are hearing my story and it's making you tear up, do not hold back the tears. Like that's in you. Like let that stuff out. It's really, really good to get that stuff out. And so like with Naya, she was a little sweetheart in there, and we just lived life to the fullest as much as we could to keep her comfortable. Like we went to Molokai with her on a boat. Like we went to Ecuador to try to do experimental treatment on her to get her to, to get the seizures to stop. And it actually, it helped out like a lot. And up until the last years, it was like, we were getting like 2-3 hours of sleep a night. And, with a community help, we had so many people helping us with her. And what it taught us big time was like, number one, slow down. Like so many people are just rushing through life, right? And they're just like trying to get to the next thing. I'm like, I need to get this better job. I need to make more money. I got to have this bigger house. I need this truck or whatever, right? Like I want to go on this trip to Japan, whatever it's going to be, right? But honestly, it's about just appreciating what you have right now, because this is it. Like we don't have, we can't predict what's going to happen in an hour. We could get in a car accident right now and die. Like that literally could happen in an hour. So like, might as well live life as presently as possible with the people that are going to be like-minded like that. And if they're not, confide in those people and bring them up to the vibration that you're at. That's what she taught me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. And also, you've been hosting this annual event to honor Naya every year. Tell us about that. Tell us about that. What that's like. Yeah, how people can be involved too.
Yeah. So that, wow, I wasn't going to bring that up. That's like, this is one of the most special things that I consider to be in my life that I do every year, and I train for it year round. And what that is so for Naya, because Naya couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't see the world how we see it, and I have an able body, right? Like I've broken a lot of bones and we had to relearn how to walk, whatever, right? But like for her, like I'm gonna use my body to let's take it to the nth degree. And so what I like to challenge myself in all different types of situations. And with Naya, we do the Naya Girl Loop. And so on Maui, we have a 10,000-foot volcano, A.K.A, and there's 3 cabins in the crater that you can go camp at, and it's actually beautiful. I recommend it for everybody to go in here and at least one time in their life, like experience one of the most quietest places on Earth with the best stargazing in the world, hands down. Like there's nowhere else in the world that you can get this stuff. Like I've been to a lot of different places, and A.K.A crater is insane. So what we do for Naya is we run an 11.11 mile run through the crater at 10,000 feet. And we do a big ceremony at the top of the crater. And I know how to do, I've been taught Hawaiian prayers. And so I usually have a Hawaiian friend come up and they lead the circle. And we get our medicine drums out and we go around the circle. And there's usually like 60 people, 100 people. And everyone, kind of like Thanksgiving, right? They go around and they're like, what are you appreciative right now? And everyone says their piece, and then we all sing a song together, a couple different Hawaiian songs that you can sing really easily together, and then we start the race. And there's people that, and it's not just about running, right? It's about using your able body to its maximum capacity. You don't have to run through the crater to do it. So we had people from around the world who knew Naya and knew her experience because of our Facebook groups, and it was like, go surfing, go for a walk, go hiking, go outside, go give somebody a hug, like go say something nice to somebody, and just stoke somebody out. And that was like the whole point of the crater is we do it. And here's what's crazy. So we do it on New Year or Christmas Eve, which is always stormy, like every year. Like if you go up to A.K.A, like it is like a torrential downpour. It's probably snowing at the top, so it's gnarly to go up there. So we're singing and we're freezing, and then you get moving and you get warmed up. But and then you have hot chocolate at the end or whiskey or whatever you guys want to drink, and then have a big lunch and stuff. And it's a cool event. But like there's a group of hikers, there's a group of runners, there's people who just go to the beach and go surfing, and so it's like it's a really beautiful experience, and we do it every year, and it's growing every year. Cool. Oh, and actually, you know what? I should put this in. So we're now gonna join up. So when Naya passed away at the Kapiolani Medical Center in the PQ, we have a good family friends. They actually lost their son Trucker, and Trucker was the same age as Naya, and within like 2 weeks of her passing away, he passed away, which from a whole different thing. Super heavy, but like they do a spear fishing for kids at Baldwin Beach every year. And so we're going to be combining Naya's thing with what Trucker had, which was cancer. And just kind of, like be there for the kids, Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And teach the kids because, we're getting older. We don't need to be the light, like let these little kids go shoot some fish and have a good time and give them the tips that took 20 years to figure out,
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. So, Indigo Twin MX is here. So, welcome, Indigo Twin MX. And then we've got some great comments here. Keeping it real. Annette said, I love to learn the Maui culture. Fishy Thing said, whiskey on the volcano. That sounds awesome and not dangerous at all.
No, definitely not. Not dangerous. No. High
It's
elevation, drinking whiskey, no, doesn't hit you at all.
and Indigo,
Especially after 11 miles.
we've got a lot of condolences for your loss. Indigo Twin, Deborah L, and then a number of people said that, sending so much love for you and your friends. And
Right back at you guys.
Absolutely. So, and the direction I want to take this now is we're out in the wilderness. We're up on Haleakala. We're down at Ho'okipa. We're everywhere. So you're everywhere. This next part, I want to highlight a little bit. You do boating, you do fishing, you do surfing, you do hunting, and I'm sure a number of other things. So this one here, so you're a hunter and you live the waterman lifestyle, waterman. So you're gonna have to tell us what that is first of all. What do these activities mean to you? What does it mean to you?
So okay. Everyone thinks that, like, on the mainland thinks it's so special, like, to do all these things. But to be totally frank with everybody,
Yeah.
If you're a guy, even women who grew up in Hawaii, every single person does this. Like, it's not special. Like, everybody pretty much surfs. Everybody hunts. Everybody goes and, they go hiking, they do outside stuff. Like, your house is not special. Like, you don't spend time in your house. You're outside all day long. And then you come home in the evening time and barbecue and stuff. And so, like, I'm like the typical Maui boy, like spearfishing, bow hunting, surfing. And then I took it a little bit step further. Like, I did commercial fishing. And yeah, guys. And the commercial fishing I did in Alaska was heavy duty. And then I did commercial fishing here on Maui. And then I did high-end charters. So, like, I built a 25-foot boat. And then I outfitted it to fish, and then I would take clients out fishing and spearfishing and whatever they want to do. If they want to go to Molokai, we'd park on Molokai and go hunt Molokai. And there are these really, like, in-depth experiences that I actually created as, like, intentional ceremonies for these people that can pay that kind of money, like $2,500 a trip. But right. Like, I'm dropping in with these people because they're normally in gnarly, like, board meetings and so stressed out. And it's like, utilizing our men's work and experience as a facilitation, bringing that to the charter fishing and actually making it more than just fishing. It's more about having a meaningful experience with the people that you're around and then carrying that with you. So yeah, the fishing part is just fantastic. And then, I'm sure we'll get into the crazy adventure stuff that I do, but the spearfishing it's amazing because all the stuff that I do it's fun, right? Like, the only thing that I do that's, like, just fun and I don't bring anything home to eat would be surfing, right? But everything else that I do has intention behind it. So if I'm going spearfishing, I'm going to get dinner for me and my friends and family. If I'm going hunting, I'm going to get venison for my friends and family, right? Like, and I'm going to give that away to people to eat so they don't have to go to the store and buy meat. Like, all this stuff is and that's a lot of what Hawaii is too, right? And getting back to the ohana and what does that mean in the culture, right? It's like, I'm going to take care of you, and when and it's going to balance out, and it's like, when you go over to someone's house here, you bring a gift. Like, I don't care where you're from, who you're going. If you're in Hawaii and you go over to someone's house, it is custom to bring something with you. Do not ever go to somebody's house empty-handed. I'll just tell you that right now. Because it's all about serving your community. That's what it's all about. Yeah, and being able to receive.
Beautiful, beautiful. We've got Surviving Together is here with us, and also Magic of Healing Jimena. She was my guest on 5 Questions with the Source just about 2 weeks ago, so she's here as well. Welcome to y'all. And it's funny, Fishy Things. He asked what are mole Kai, but Deb Rael, Deb's here. She's my partner. She answered the
Oh,
question. She's it's a neighboring island, it's a nearby island. So
yes.
good. What are mole Kai?
Mole people. There's mole people in Hawaii.
No, seriously. Um, so so a little bit more about nature. You talk about patience and the respect for nature, and then how it's necessary to remain balanced. So tell us about a time when you were in nature and that you were patient, you had to respect nature, and you had to remain balanced.
Yeah. Shoot, I mean, it just happened just now. Like we had
Right.
okay, on the ranch, there's cows, but there's like big pigs. Like, and the pigs are not happy creatures. Like they will mess you up in a second. So I guess we can just get it out. So we're driving back up. Like I'm coming to, that's actually why I was late to the meeting.
Oh,
And so there's this giant pig on the road.
oh
And
my
one of the boys here, this guy who's like 19, he's like, I want to shoot a pig. I'm like, dude, do you want to shoot a pig? Like, do you have a knife? He's like, I don't even own a knife. So I was like, you want to kill a pig, but you don't have a knife. You are crazy. I was like, here, take my knife. You can have it. We're going to see a pig, so you better be ready. And so he like gets out of the vehicle, sees how big the pig is, and like triple checks himself. And then he doesn't end up shooting it because he was, I don't know. I think it was a little, it was bigger than he thought it was going to be. And so in that, talking about being in balance, right? It's like, like for me, like shooting a big ono or shooting a big fish, it's intimidating to see a fish that's bigger than you, and can kill you, right? And you're going to take its life because it's curious. And so it's about dropping into yourself, being comfortable with your situation, and just being okay, like letting go of control. And that's what about surfing is too, right? It's like when you're paddling for the wave, you're putting in so much effort to get on the wave. And then the second you stand up, you literally just let go. And that's what it's all about in life, right? You got that struggle, and then to get into balance is actually just to stop struggling and just let go, be there in the moment. And that's what this kid had to do with the pig. He didn't end up shooting it. But it was looking at him like, oh yeah, who are you? Like, you want to go? I'll for you.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, fishy thing said he's a funny guy, and I don't know what this. All right, he said in Alaskan Inuit culture, it's customary when someone visits your house to let them sleep with your wife. Fun facts.
Hey, Eskimo friends, yeah. It's my brother and sister. They're also your brother and sister.
He's hilarious. Also, so yeah, hunting, and we got a pig right in hearing distance from me right now.
I know. No pigs got harmed in today.
It's hard. Yeah. So okay. So question on that. So what do you say?
I don't shoot pigs unless someone wants me to. I don't know. I only shoot deer. I think. Like
behind that, right? Tell us about the deer. Why?
Okay. So, well, number one, the meat. Wow. I like the taste of venison over pork.
But the political reason, there's a reason they're asking you, they're begging you to do this, right?
No. The ranch honestly is begging us to kill the pigs because the pigs damage the water lines.
But
versus the deer. But you're right. Yes. Okay. Let's actually. You know what? This needs to be heard from everybody.
Yes.
That is so misinterpreted, and I've worked on a lot of the ranches here. My family works on the ranches here, and you know what? The deer are not a problem. There's not that many of them. They've overestimated all the populations. They're telling people that there's 77,000 deer on Maui. Completely overestimated. There's probably maybe 20,000. And you know what? After the COVID and the Lahaina fire, do you know how many people killed deer to feed people in Lahaina? That probably cut the population in half. There's probably 10,000 deer on Maui now, which is a nice population, but it's not like they're all over the place destroying everything. They're not. They're really not. Like there's like small populations like eating people's gardens, but okay.
Right. Yeah, lots
You
of
know?
farms up there. Lots of farms up there too. So I know
Yeah,
it is
and
for the farmers.
so there, I mean, yeah, ungulates are an issue, but you know what the bigger issue is actually goats. There's goats and pigs, and there's tons more. There's probably 1 million goats on Maui that nobody even talks about. They don't have a $50 tail whatever reward. And then same with the pigs too, right? There's probably 200,000 pigs on Maui. And they're not even, they're talking about deer. And you know what's dumb about this whole thing? Do you know how much food is on Maui at any given time? Do you know?
Not enough.
2 weeks.
2
weeks of food at Costco, guys. We have a Costco here. We have Safeway, Walmart, whatever. We have the big box at Walmart, Target, and Cusco. But like, there's 2 weeks of food on Maui. So why would the government subsidize people to go kill a renewable food resource on the island? It is beyond me. I'm like, why are they doing this? This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But the backstory is there's a company called Maui Nui Venison, and Maui Nui Venison has made it a business. So as a business, they've been politically rallying and putting that out there that all these deer need to be taken care of and culled and all that stuff. I'm not saying Lanai doesn't have an issue. Lanai definitely has an issue. Molokai definitely has an issue, but there's not a lot of people over there to go hunting. Like Maui Nui Venison should probably be going over there to kill them. And I don't know if they're doing that or not, but they need to. I would say don't kill them on Maui. Go to Molokai, go to Lanai, and go take care of those populations because they actually are overpopulating over there. But there's probably maybe, I'm guessing maybe 70,000 in the county of Maui. So that there's quite a few islands in the county of Maui. So you've got Ko'olave, you've got Lanai, and you've got Maui, and then you've got Molokai. So, and then Molokini, if you really want to count that. But yeah, so that was one thing I wanted to address is that, yes, I shoot deer, and I shoot deer not because they're a pest or an invasive species. I shoot deer because they taste really good and they're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What is one of your wildest experiences in nature, in the wilderness, with all the things you do, though?
Oh, shit.
I
Really?
know. Big question.
Dude.
You think about that one.
No, I got it. So this was crazy, actually. And it just happened. And I had a similar experience happen on our honeymoon in Denali National Park. So I don't know if you guys know about how Denali National Park works if you go camping out there. You can stay at the hotel and do like a glamping thing, but like the real way to experience Denali Park is you go to the ranger station, you get bear spray or have a 10 millimeter or 45 on your hip, and you hike out, and there's no trails, and they just give you a sector. And a sector is like miles and miles and miles and miles with mountains, and you just go. They're like, you have this sector for 5 days. See you later. Hopefully you don't get eaten by a bear. So we like head out on our honeymoon. We go to Alaska. We head out to Denali, and dude, like we're like walking off the trail, and there is the biggest freaking caribou I've ever seen in my life, like 10 feet from me. We're like, oh my God. And then we make it past that, and we're like walking up this tundra, like alpine slope that's like super steep. And we're making our way to the summit. And we look over, like we get over this little crest of a hill, and there's no trees. It's just like moss. And there's a fucking grizzly bear and 2 cubs like a football field away. And I don't even know how fast these things can run and how big they are, but like they stand over 8 feet tall at the shoulder. At the shoulder. They're not even standing up. And so like we're looking at this grizzly, and we're like, we picked the wrong hill to climb on. And we're like, we need to back up slowly. But it was getting dark. Not that it gets dark for very long up there during the summertime, but it was getting dark. So we're like, well, we need to set up tent. And I was like, you know what? I bet it doesn't even see us. Like it's doing something. It's windy. Like the thing's like, it's probably gonna go to the other mountain in like 10 minutes. And sure enough, we like set up, and the freaking grizzly bear goes across. But I've had a lot living in Montana for 4 years and living in the national parks and stuff. Like I've had very close encounters with bears, but the last one, dude, this tops it all. So we go elk hunting in Idaho near Yellowstone, And we're walking back after I tried to shoot. I airballed this giant bull, and it was a 7x8. Like, I didn't know what that meant because I'm from Hawaii, and all the deer here have 4 points on their antlers.
Yeah.
So we're walking back in the dark, and it's like pitch black, right? And there's grizzly bears, and we've seen grizzly bears, we've seen wolves already, we've seen black bears, we've seen cougars, we've seen them all. We saw all the predators. We're like, there's all predators in this area. I'm with I hang out with special operations guys. That's a whole nother. So I hang out with my buddy who's a Navy SEAL. So he's behind us, and me and my buddy Sal are like, hey, dude, Corey, you see those eyes? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, there's like predator eyes looking at us right now. Like literally like from the movie Predator, like the freaking crazy ass green eyes looking at you. And there was 2 sets of them. And I was like, oh man, like this, that's 2 grizzly bears. I know it's 2 grizzly bears. And Corey's like, are you sure? And I'm like, if it's not grizzly bears, it's probably 2 mountain lions. And they're looking to like, they're looking at us like food. And he's like, damn it. And I'm like, yeah, this is not good. And so we start like, and they're not far away. They're like 40 yards from us. So I don't know, these animals can run like 40 fucking miles an hour. There's no way you're running this thing. So I have my hand on my gun on my hip. I have a 45 1911. They have 2 9mm behind me and their pistols. And so like we're walking, and I'm the only one with a good headlamp. They've got like tiny little headlamps, and we make it like, and we're probably a half a mile from camp. So we're pretty close to camp, but camp, like, is that really going to help us? No, we have tents, so they're just taking them to our tent. We have food there. Anyway, so like we're walking backwards, and Corey's behind, and he's done this like in Afghanistan and done all these crazy ass missions, like the ones you see in the movies. That's like based off of him. So like, and Sal and I are like, hey Corey, do you have your hand on your gun? And he's like, you guys should look at me. And he's like, we turn around real slow, and Corey's got his gun out, and he's like, you guys need to have your guns out right now. And we're like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, if those are bears and they're that close, like we don't want to die. Like, please have your gun out. And we're like, okay. So we all have our guns out, and we're like walking slowly backwards to the camp. And they started at 100 yards. Then they were at 40 yards. And it's like thick trees. And we're like, oh boy, okay, like these things are coming in on us. Like, this is not fun. Like, I don't like this feeling at all. I don't like being hunted. And I've been hunted by sharks and stuff. It's not a good feeling to feel like you're prey. And so like they're coming in. And then we get closer to the camping area, and the clearing like clears up. And it was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
They disappeared.
Mm.
They didn't follow us for some reason, but they were close. They were like 40 yards from us for a while, just following these eyes, these 4 green eyes just looking at you. It's like, whoa, it's crazy.
See that? You see the balloons you just did? You just
did I just do that?
You did somehow you did it. Oh, wow, that's awesome. It might not do it again. It might not do it again. A couple things you could do, like one of them is like if you go like this and go into the camera, it might do like hearts or something. And then one was like this, and it does like something, but on StreamYard, I guess. But shout outs to Crystal's World is here, Crystal's World, and Tom Grace is here. Tom Grace is a Filipino connection. They do awesome karaoke days and fun events like that. So, and
Sweet.
yeah, I've met a lot of awesome Filipinos on all these different music events and karaoke.
Check out my music.
Yeah. Talk about your music here a little bit here. We got to get back on schedule here. So
we do.
Let's
Sorry.
talk a little bit about your voltage vessels and your electric marine tech. So,
oh boy. Okay.
So you're leading the charge in electric marine technology. So what's the mission on that?
I would say that's I wouldn't say we're leading.
What is that?
I wouldn't say we're leading. We're innovating. So we're innovating the marine space. We're looking at a few different alternatives so getting back to Hawaii, it's an island chain community, right? So Molokai and Lanai have residents there, and they're getting older, a lot of them, and they need to be able to get to the hospital. So Lahaina Harbor burned down, which is a big issue for this. So it stopped the ferry in 2016 from going to Molokai. And I'm not actually sure why the funding stopped there, because it's actually a federal highway. But so there's federal funding that would literally subsidize the ferry to run. So, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to literally build a 60-foot electric ferry that's going to actually be a medical ferry that will provide medical services for island communities. And then you could use this not just for Hawaii, but you could use it for California and the Puget Sound and Alaska and Fiji and all these island nations, right? That need a mobile hospital, in a sense, right? Where you can go and you can give people care. They don't have to fly all over the place to get to a certain hospital or surgical station. So you can actually just bring it to them. And so we're looking at designing that. And the whole point of where it started was because Voltage Vessels started because I'm a big wave surfer at Jaws, and at Piahi, there's jet skis everywhere, and they have exhaust. And a lot of people don't talk about this at all, but it's gnarly. You're like breathing in these fumes, trying to catch a freaking 40-foot wave, and then you eat shit on the wave, and then you're getting picked up by the jet ski. And what happens is a lot of people actually pass out on the back of the jet ski because they're inhaling the fumes of the exhaust from the jet ski. So I was like, why do they make these things electric? And so I called up Yamaha. I called up Sea-Doo. I called up Taiga, and I was like, guys, Taiga, you guys need to make this thing run all day. And they're like, it's impossible. And I was like, no, it's not. And they're like, it is. We tried. And I was like, shit, they tried. Yeah, okay, I did the penciling. You're right. It only runs for 2 hours. And so we went down this. I've been going down this rabbit hole for 7 years. We built an electric jet ski. It ran for 2.5 hours. And we've been working at it ever since. And, now our technology that we have, it might run for 4 hours, but that's still not enough time, right, for us to use a jet ski all day at, I woke up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, you did.
But like, I woke, hunting. But at Jaws, like, you needed to run 8 to 10 hours. So, yeah, we're not there yet. But we figured out that actually the electric ferry would pencil. So it does work in a way where you could literally drive it over to another island, give people medical services or whatever they need, or commute back to Maui. So that's what we're working on.
Cool. So what do you think about like the electric jet ski concept? Like what does it look like to have those available all over the world and people to can buy them, and what's the process?
Yeah, it is. The technology and the battery tech isn't there. So until we can get there, I give it another 5 years. Then we'll have electric jet skis. But the demand for the gas ones is so high, these big companies don't care about making them.
Yeah, it's kind of like the gasoline industry, but now you've got electric charging stations, and it's really taking off.
And infrastructure too, right? Exactly.
So okay. Shout out to Apricity. Apricity is here. I also met Apricity in the Filipino communities and events and such. Awesome connection. Thanks for being here. So the next direction I want to go with this. So let's talk about the Maui fires a little bit here and the rebuilding efforts. So I know it was crazy. Me personally, I think we were at men's group like an evening, and we were all like, "What's going on? Fires, and we can't light a fire tonight in our men's circle. What's going on?" It was like we didn't really know what was going on, but then at some point we really found out what was happening, and it was like fires all over the island simultaneously. Lahaina, Kula, Olinda, I think Kihei. The fires, and Lahaina is the big one that everyone knows about. The fires were devastating. How have you been? It literally took out all of Lahaina proper city there. How have you been involved in or first tell us about that day first, like the first day, like tell us about that.
It was so heavy. Oh my gosh. I had not been to like a war zone before, and
Right.
so being friends with Navy SEALs, so they got activated. So they got
Right.
called by their superiors, and they were like, "Let's go." And I've been training with them for a while, so it was pretty interesting to for them to call me up and be like, "Hey, bro, like you're coming with us." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "You're coming to Lahaina. Let's go." And I was like, "Okay." And so we had police escort. We put on full body armor. We had M4s, and we went in with insulin. We went in with medical supplies. We went in. We were the first convoy in police escort into the area, into the burn zone, everywhere. And we brought in 300 gallons of diesel and 480 gallons of gasoline. And what was really interesting is I don't ever talk about this. Like I've talked about it with you guys in men's group and stuff, but not publicly. And for me, like seeing what I saw was pretty messed up. All the stuff we saw,
Yeah.
and yeah, I grew up on Maui, and it's like seeing an entire town melted, like
Yeah.
literally literally melted, like cars melted. That's how hot it was. And driving down the street and just seeing people just like totally in shock and hurt, and their clothes burned and stuff. And it's like, yeah, we just like went around all the neighborhoods, and from day 2, like first we went up to Kula, right? And we figured out Kula got all the trees out of people's driveways, and that wasn't like as bad as Lahaina. And we didn't need police escort in. So we went to Kula first, helped the helicopters put out a bunch of stuff, and then ripped over to Lahaina with all the supplies from the medical facility and the gasoline and diesel. And we went over there, and here's what's crazy. So we get through, right? And you guys understand, there was miles of traffic, and we literally had 6 cop cars in front of us and 4 cop cars behind us, and they literally just plowed through all these people to get over to Lahaina, because there's only one road really to get over there. And so we ripped through all these people, and the road is then a ghost town. And then we see Lahaina, and it's just smoldering smoke. And we get over the crest, and it's just black. The whole freaking thing, just black. And we get into the town, and there's nobody. Like there's like a couple people, and then like the devastation of stuff. Like I don't want to like get into the details, but it was not good, not fun to see. But like we make it in, we make it past the drop zone, the ground zero in a sense, and we make it past that, and we set up at the train depot, which actually had trees. It wasn't burned down, and there was nobody there. But they were like, we had made a plan through radios that we would tell people that if they're tourists or want to get to the other side, we would give them a half gallon of gas. And so we were the first ones over there, and within literally parking there and no one showing up for 5 minutes, we had a line of cars 300 long. And we were just giving half a gallon to everybody just to get to the other side, because there was no power. There was no cell phone service. No one had a way of communicating, right? And so then we called up Elon, and we said, Elon, you need to C-130 500 Starlinks in right now. And he's like, yep, no problem. Boom. And he did it. And he freaking sent us 500 Starlinks. And that was the next mission. So we got people gas, and then it was nuts. And so for, long story short, we set up Verizon freaking Starlink. We set up all the depots, Starlinks, with a group of people. And then we set up the depots and started bringing food. So then we created a whole food network. Then we created a whole for new moms, right? So new moms are over there. Like people are having kids. They're giving birth during this thing. Like right afterwards, crazy stuff happening. And then we had a whole water squad. So we had all these boats, all the Piahi big wave teams and everything. The boats, right? We filled the boats up with water and stuff and whatever. And if people wanted to leave Lahaina, they could come on the boat on the way back when the supplies were empty. And so we had depots. We had that place set up within 48 hours. Everything was set up. Everybody was getting food, hot plates. Like we had kitchens going with generators. So we brought diesel for the generators. And then we started setting up solar systems with the Starlinks with water generation. And we set up water generation so people had water, right? Because you're bringing in, bottled water. Here's what was messed up. the Army Corps of Engineers didn't show up, and the Army Reserve didn't show up for like a week. It was us. It was us doing all the fucking work. And when I took no credit, I was like, I don't need credit for this. I'm just helping everybody. And this is the first time like I'm actually like talking about it, and people get to like hear like the real thing that actually like happened. And what was so cool is that everybody over there was like working together. Didn't matter who you were. It was all about working together, making sure people are okay, making sure people are getting aid and all that stuff, right? And yeah, it was heavy. And then so we were over there. Like I would go to work, right? Like I'm building the solar farm at this point. So I'm literally building the solar farm, and like my job paid me to go help Lahaina. They're like, you don't need to work here. Like, go help everybody. And they did. It was the most coolest thing ever. And yeah, we still got the solar farm built, but I made it a priority in my life to go help Lahaina for over a year. I did that. Yeah.
But
so,
where is that? Where, like, I know.
So yeah, so then yeah, we got these huge contracts in place with the SEAL teams, right? So these guys are smart. So they put these like different organizations together, and they got the $550 million to do the abatement, to clean it up. And they cleaned Lahaina up in less than a year. So in 8 months, they had Lahaina cleaned, and they already started rebuilding it. And so from there, we had a state project, interim housing project going. And we basically the governor was going to put the housing project in this really bad location. And we got the community to stop that, and then we moved it to Hawaiian Homes, which is a feel good, right? It's like you're putting an infrastructure for the Hawaiian people, for their nation, and it did. So like we did a $150 million development on Hawaiian homeland, which expedites the lottery system for the Hawaiian people to get a house and to live on, right? So they have to pay $1 a year. It's kind of like a reservation on the mainland. Right. And so now they have this amazing infrastructure with sewer systems and water and all sorts of stuff already all set up. And so I sourced with a team of people 430 homes, and then we installed. I didn't do the installation, but I did definitely the procurement of it. But like there was like over 100 tiny homes were there.
Yeah.
And so we put those they're now installed. And then we did a couple of small pilot projects in Lahaina, like in the burn zone. And we did 7 homes in there. And so, yeah, that was cool. That was Lahaina. And still going, still happening.
Oh, I know. There's still a lot of work to do, but a lot of good work you've put in there. Yeah, Indigo Twin said, you truly have a good soul, man. 100% remarkable. And Fishy said, Fishy, thank God for good humans that care. And Married in Arkansas is here as well. And
Sweet.
Married in Arkansas announced that she has a live going at 6 p.m. with Living My Best Life at 60. I was a guest on that show a little while back.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, got Married in Arkansas. Check her out if you want to tune into that later today. Want to go into, let's see here. Let's go into a little bit of your music, your meditation and plant journeys.
Ooh.
So
now we're getting spicy.
There's a lot of subject. You got a lot. You're a deep dude. So
hey, it's almost 11:11.
How about that? Yeah, I love 11:11. We're about to be on for
okay. So guys, I love music. I love it. I listen to music all the time. And I've been writing music since I was little. And I didn't realize, and I use AI a lot. Yeah. And I realized you can use these different platforms of AI, and you can freaking create. Ayahuasca's coming in soon. Plants? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we are. We are definitely doing that. I sit regularly. Anyway, so dude, so this AI stuff, I put my poetry and my writings in there, and I started making songs with them, And then they actually were like, I sent them to a few friends because I was like, I don't know if they're good. They sound good to me, but like, people are going to listen to this stuff? And sure enough, they're like, dude, like, you should put this on Pandora and Spotify. This is like good. And I was like, no, you guys are just messing with me. And they're like, no, dude, it's like really good. You should really do this. And so, long story short, Stone Young is my artist name. And I'm making country music. I'm making rap music. I'm making Celtic music. I'm making ayahuasca icaros. Like, I'm making Hawaiian songs. And it's fun. It's just all really fun. And, you know, if you guys want to listen to some really interesting music, head on over. And it's the whole basis of it, too, was like, I want to listen to, you know, like conscious words that are like uplifting and not like negative, you know, not talking about like, I'm gonna drink my whiskey in the back of my truck with my dog, you know. I want to let's have like an actual like storyline country theme. Like, I've lived a little, like I could write about getting chased by a grizzly bear. That'd be kind of cooler than sitting with whiskey with my dog, you know, or like something like that, you know. That's actually a good idea. I think I might do that. But but like the music's really neat. But what, you know, really gets me and like has brought me to where I'm at today, it's so great. Whoever that just wrote that, it is amazing. It saved music. It saved Beatles songs and Elvis songs that were gonna like not they were losing their quality. AI brought the quality back to the songs. You can look that up online. It's like legit stuff. They're taking it and they're taking the old music and bringing it and making it more new and refining it. Anyway, but like my whole breath work, like from holotropic to biodynamic to Wim Hof, I do a combination of all of those for my free diving and spearfishing. And it's very helpful in just day-to-day life, as well as, you know, getting into my archaeological and cultural anthropological background of celebratory drinks that are utilized from all over the world. And we're talking about death ceremonies, we're talking about marriage ceremonies, we're talking about peace offerings to war offerings. There's psychedelic substances, medicinal plants, very powerful medicinal plants that are utilized cross-culturally around the world that I've studied since college. And only now is it really coming to like the mainstream awareness that there is this medicine that's naturally around us all that is able to help us out. And it only enhances who the human being is that partakes in these ceremonies. And it's not just about like, you know, like going to a rave and dropping some MDMA or acid, right? And thinking you're gonna have this revelation experience, or even in a sense going to Burning Man. You know, it's almost like an overload of information. But if you do it in a sacred space that's very intentional with what we've been finding is actually the vibrational sound of the voice of the one who's running the circle, or a group of people that are running the circle, and they sing, and the cadence of their voice and the tone of their voice dictates your experience. So you get taken into what's called Ao, or the light realm, or Po, which is the dark realm. And this is done across all the sacred medicines, and I'm not talking about psilocybin. Psilocybin's an entry medicine. It's not, it mimics our DMT that we create in all of our cells and body. Like when you daydream, when you dream, when you go to sleep, your body produces DMT. These plant medicines, from peyote to iboga to ayahuasca to wachuma to 5-MeO, all produce the same DMT that is within our body. And what that means is that there's no hangover. So when you take these medicines of creation, right? So you're literally like giving yourself an induction of creation of the source, right? Pun intended. You get to experience this heightened level of awareness that can come in all shapes and sizes. Every time that a ceremony happens is completely different than the rest. And another thing too is different from each person, which means when you get to these higher medicines of iboga, peyote, wachuma, ayahuasca, or 5-MeO, all of these, it's not the amount that you take, it's the amount that your body is receptive to. So like for me, I'm super sensitive. So I could take like a teaspoon and blast off into the next dimension, into a different timeline or whatever, and work on myself in all different types of trauma and replay and rewind and go into the future in my life, right? But it could take another person 3 cups of ayahuasca to even just be like, oh, that was like a nice experience, that was warm. It opened my heart a little bit, I got to feel a little bit. But it's totally different for everybody. And it could be like that for me too, right? Like one day I could have a teaspoon, another day I could have to take 3 cups to get to where I needed to get to. And that's what a lot of people don't understand with these medicines that are available to us. It's all about looking, and I have to say, psilocybin has its purpose. I completely understand. The Mayans used it religiously. The Nordic tribes used it religiously, and it has its benefits. But for a lot of people that are coming into this entry form of taking these teas and medicines, especially if you're going to do it on your own and not in like a ceremonial setting, just an introductory try, I recommend to everybody, you should look up Wachuma and you should look up San Pedro. And what that is it's actually a non-synthesized form of MDMA. And what that means is that you get a heart opening experience, right? That gives you a way to get past your depression, your anxiety, your self-beliefs, these storylines that you've agreed to have that you've brought along in your life, right? That you probably weren't even aware that you even bought onto it, And this is what these medicines do. They bring that awareness for you to make the choice. They don't change your life, right? They give you the opportunity to change your life. That's the whole point of this, right? You could do 300 ayahuasca ceremonies and still be a shitty person, right? It's all about how you take that information and use it. So that I've been wanting to say to a lot of people, because there's so many people talking about these plant medicines and stuff, and there's some really good funny parodies and everything on it, but like getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'm writing a book. I am writing a book on it because of it all. And yeah, so that's all of it in a second.
So I think you mentioned you don't really sing at this point in your music career, but Apricity said, could you please ask him to sing a line or two? It's up to you.
Oh, you want me to sing my songs? Oh my gosh. Put me on the spot. I sing country, and I need like the beat to do it. I can't just like do it on the spot like that. It's so nervous. Gosh. Man.
Mel Runs Things is here. Hey, Mel Runs Things. Aloha.
I'm not ready to just sing. Yeah, but I did sing all last night in Sweat Lodge. I will say that.
What a hound dog. Do 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 do. That's enough of that. Let's see. Get to the next part here. See what Apricity said. But there are also food, organic, natural fruits, and other produce that could heal and pacify your anxiety and depression. Let alone we have shrinks. That does ayahuasca not have side effect? Does ayahuasca not have a side effect?
No, it doesn't.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but just chill. Come on, just learn. Dude, we sang a little. Everyone acts like I'm joking when I say it, but a 15-gram psilocybin trip permanently cured me of clinical depression that I suffered from for over a decade. Yeah, absolutely.
I would agree with that. Yeah, 15 grams is a hero dose for sure. It's double. That's a double hero dose. And you can't overdose on mushrooms. You can't.
Fishy, you'll have to come on 5 Questions with the Source with me and tell all your stories. I'm looking forward to it. March or April. So Sam, Stone Young, so what's next? This is our final thoughts, kind of what's next for you, Sam, and then we'll have some people on the screen do a bit and chit chat a little with whoever wants to come on after that. If you're staying, it's up to you. But what's your next? What's next for you, Sam?
Well, Voltage Vessels is kind of kicking off, so that's kind of cool. So I think I'm going to do that, and I've got a couple the music thing. I think the music thing was really doing it. Like my channel's just been like blowing up, which is pretty cool to see. And I've been having so much fun with it. It's like making those songs that I like love to listen to, and then learning how to sing them too. And then talking to my buddies who are musicians, and then talking about performing with them. It's like it's fun. It's like it lights me up. And so that's I think what's next. I think doing music, having more fun in life, focusing on the family and the twins, and doing my electric boat stuff. I think that's what I'm doing.
Cool. Here's a little bit. I'm gonna play a little bit of the song I created on AI. Let's see here. I have it here. Yeah, I'll just put the song on. Here we go. Just a little bit, and then I'll stop. And also, Queen's Alchemy is here. Queen's Alchemy, African Queen Noreen, welcome. So here's a little AI song I created recently. Just
Stop playing for me.
I'm playing. You don't hear it? Oh. You don't hear it at all? Okay.
I don't hear it.
You hear it? All right.
You guys hear it?
Listen to it.
Send me it.
I'll send it. Yeah, I'll let it play for about 15 seconds, and then I'll move on.
The waves they kiss the golden shore. In hearts of gold we seek no more.
All right. So that's Peaceful Vibes. It's an AI song I created on the Suno app. So, all right. So we've come to the end of the interview section. If there's anyone that'd like to come on the screen, I'm gonna share the link in the chat. Like Queen Noreen does a lot of these streams and has a lot of panels, a lot of guests. Fishy, awesome to have you on here. What's happening?
Oh, they lost their cell phone.
Didn't find it yet? Oh no.
Didn't find it. Bummers.
Not my loss.
Are you heading out?
Yeah.
All right, I'll follow you then. All right, well, I'm gonna do your thing. Get people on here. Let's answer some questions.
You can hang out. You could also turn your camera
I'll
off.
send it to you.
You can mute and turn your camera off if you ever need to, or you can hang out as people pop in, and we'll just chit chat and hang out for a little bit. Yeah. Let's see here. Keeping It Real said, "Ooh, I love it. Peaceful Vibes in Paradise. Cannot get enough of it." Yeah, you love that. You shared that song on your channel, Annette. That was awesome. Yeah, Apricity. Good lyrics for sure. What's your name on Spotify, Stone Young? What's your name on Spotify? Oh,
yeah, it's Stone Young.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the song to get you there is either going to be Primal Instinct or Elk Camp Nights or Ride Her Wave.
Yeah, why can't they find the phone with the Find My Phone location thing? That's what they're wondering.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I would. Cool. Yeah. So anyone that would like to come on the screen, I shared a link in the chat there if you'd like to join the panel. And if you have questions, you could type questions in the chat for either Sam or myself as well. Feel free to share a question in the chat. Feel free to share a comment, a question in the chat, or if you want to come on live, we'll do it for a little bit, and then we'll wrap up. So, just kidding. Yeah, Fishy said he would like to come on the live, but his kid's home, so it's too distracting. And Apricity said to tie her or him up. It's a her, but no, do not recommend tying up your children. Cool. Indigo found you. So, found the person to follow.
Yeah, find me. Follow me.
Hop
Subscribe,
on here.
listen away.
Indigo Twin.
Dude,
I had
my last song I made is it's really good. It's called Let It Slip on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
You guys should listen to that song. That song's heavy, but it's good. It's like a rap song.
Cool. You have two newborn twins now, right?
I do.
Here comes Rudy. Rudy is has autism, but is a really fun energy. We'll have you on a little bit, Rudy. Let's stay on topic though. Here we go. Really fun energy. We'll have you on a little bit, Rudy. Let's stay on topic though. Mute your audio, though, Rudy. You gotta mute your.
Oh, hello.
Rudy, can you
Do you
mute
need to
your other
talk?
device for us?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Do you need to talk to my parents?
No, we don't need to talk to your parents. You're 35 years old. Say hi to Sam. Say hi to
Yeah,
Sam.
because of the reason why I Matt missed out last week on Stars, is like, and I want her
It's
back.
okay. I'm glad you were there for the interview with Bells and Stars. I'm glad you were there. You could watch the replay, but we've got
Yeah, I
Sam
know, but I
here.
really need to talk to her on your live.
You can't do that. You could talk to Sam. Sam's here. You have a question for Sam or a comment?
Yeah. How you doing, Sam? How you doing? Do sound like Mariancho from my
Doing
school.
awesome. Doing good. How
But
you
I've
doing,
been
bud?
working on videos and soundtracks.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. Nice. There's
Beautiful.
Indigo twins here as well. So if anybody is talking, we mute out when we allow them to talk. So Indigo twin, what's up?
Just saying hi. I think it's cool that you. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I've had headset issues. I think it's cool that you have so many people that you kind of like platform and that everybody is kind of like community minded.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the world right now, like they're not focusing on that. It's very like divided. It's very like, you know how it is. So it's nice to see so many people like sharing their story and coming together to say like we are making communities.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll have to have you on 5 questions with the sword. We're lining up Blessed to Crochet, so that'll be coming up in April. But I've got March dates and April dates available, so you let me know. I've got my email address on my channel description. So yeah,
Yeah, that would be fun.
be cool.
And it's good. It's good to see so many people like being vulnerable because I feel like we're all human and there's this huge pressure for people to just like suck it up or like not react to things. But when people share their stories and about like loss and like I can't imagine that I'm not a parent, right? But like my sister has 4 kids. And actually my niece, when she was born, she had RSV. And for a minute, it got really dodgy there. But I can't imagine the strength it takes to take that kind of loss and then make it into what these people have made for their communities and in memory of their kids. Like it's just like it would crush me. I feel like I'd be like it's like choking me up even saying like it's amazing what people have done, and then to see all the people supporting these channels, like genuinely believing in the people that are coming on, and it's like really refreshing.
Yeah, thank you so much for that feedback. And Big Jack is here. Big Jack Story Time is here. He's got the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, and he also has We Be Jammin' Live every month as well. So he's got like 2 episodes a week with the Iron Sharpening Iron, always having guests on.
Wow.
I was on the show recently, actually, and he's awesome. So Big Jack, thanks for being here. And so Indigo and Rudy and Sam stepped away for now, and we'll see if he comes back or not. No big deal. So let's just hang out for a little bit. So Rudy, what else is going on, Rudy?
Yeah, do you need to talk to my father? I'm with my father right now. If you want to talk to him, saying why am I sad?
Hello,
Because everything seems to be all right.
Yeah.
because I've been making a lot of commercials and I gotta re-upload some of my stuff since my other channel got deleted because of Lydia work yards with Lydia. But you want to speak to my father here? He is.
I can
Oh
say
no!
hi.
Wait a minute. Do you need to talk? They want to talk about me.
Aw.
Who is that?
Oh, one of my users.
We're live actually. We don't need to talk to anybody. You're welcome to come on here. Wow.
Yeah, because I was so sad. Yes, last week because I had to go get dinner with my father. I didn't
You
go
got
that far.
you got to. You did
Um,
good though. You did good. You've been really supportive, Rudy, and I
yeah,
appreciate you.
but I uploaded the receipt.
Yeah. So
Besides, do you like babaeng pinapala?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
How about Be Creative Crabs? Did you watch Be Creative Crabs
I
every
don't know
Thursday?
about that. I don't know about that. But we're staying on subject here, so gotta mute back out. Gotta mute back out. Okay. So let's chat for a few more minutes and we'll wrap it up. So Indigo, you have anything else you want to say about this episode? And
No, I think I'm good.
cool. Cool. All right. Well, oh, Mind Games is here. Hello. Hope everyone's doing wonderful. Thanks so much for popping in at the end here, Mind Games. So this was a great show today, everybody. 5 questions with the source. And Stone Young 808 is his username. Everybody check out Stone Young 808. Subscribe. Check out all the content of the diversity of all the subjects that we talked about today. I just appreciate all of you for tuning in and for being a part of this. And we'll just keep it going, keep it flowing. Todd, if you want to be on 5 questions with the source, we can line you up for March or April. Anybody that's interested, contact me through my channel description. My email address is on there. Looking forward to scheduling some of y'all into the show as well. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great weekend and aloha. Aloha for now. Bye for now. Bye. Let's see. Private chat. Okay. Bye, everybody.